Hi, today we are going to discuss about scheduling algorithm. So, which is a priority scheduling algorithm. Given a different priority levels, so based upon this particular priorities, we are going to schedule it. In priority scheduling algorithm, it is based on priority we execute on a running state. The problem is starvation. It means lower priority process may not get the CPU. For example, higher priority process may have a highest burst time. So in that case, lower priority process may not get the CPU. The solution is aging. Assign time to each process based on priorities. So there will be a chance of lower priority process also execute on the CPU. So here, if you are going to consider the particular chart, so here if you are going to consider P2, so P2 is having a highest priority. So but its a particular burst time is 1. So like that we are going to execute the particular process. So next we are going to execute the P5. So P5 is having a priority, so 2. So based upon the priority 2, so we are going to allow the P5 to execute the burst time, so 5. So we have executed a 1 plus 5, so which is 6. So next we are going to consider the next priority level, so which is P1. So P1 is having a priority 3. Its burst time is 10. So we have executed, so 6 plus 10, which is 16. So next P3 has completed at 18. So next P4 has a highest burst time, so which is 1. So then we are going to execute for 1 duration, so which is 19. So next completion time. So in order to check the completion time, so we are going to check the right hand side of each and every process. P1 has completed at 16. Next P2, so P2 has completed at 1. So next P3 has completed at 18. So next P4 has completed at 19. At last P5 has completed at 6. So like that we are going to execute the priority scheduling algorithm. So here if you are going to see the total, so which is 8.2. So here if you are going to execute in this manner, so most of the people are going to commit the mistakes. So based upon the highest priority, so we have to run the problem. So let us see this particular problem. The basic rule is higher number will have the higher priority. So in previous problem we have committed a mistake. So we have taken the priority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So if you are going to do that particular mistake, so it will be a problem. So now here which particular priority is having a highest priority. So 40 is having a priority, first priority, 30 is having a next highest priority, next 20 is having a next priority, and here 10 is having a next priority. So like that we need to execute. So here the rule is run only 1 unit of time, so that we allow the unit to execute one unit of time. So which is 1 unit of time? This particular burst time we allow only 1 unit of time in order to execute each and every process. So here we are going to execute each and every process to get into the queue. So here what we are doing is based upon the arrival time and as well as the priority, so we are going to consider. So now P1 has arrived at time 0, so no need to check the priority about other process. So P1 will be executing the task. So first thing is here we have taken in a 2 queues, ready queue, and another one is running queue. So P1 has entered the ready queue and it is going to check the running queue. Is there any other process are waiting? So no other process are waiting. So 0 to 1 it has executed and 1 unit of time is completed. So next what we are going to do is, so at the point of time 1, so which process has arrived? So at the point of time, so P2 has arrived. So we are going to bring the P2 into the ready queue and again P2 is going to get it into the running queue. So now what you need to do? So P1 should save the state, and again we are going to brought the P2 into the ready queue. So here what we are doing at time 2, which process are arrived? At time 2, so P3 has arrived at time 2. So at arrival time 2, P3 has arrived. So now let us say we are going to save the state of each and every process into the ready queue and bringing the another one. Right? So now we are going to put P1 in the ready queue. So here you need to put P1 in the ready queue. So next P1 you have put into the ready queue. So next we have put P2 into the ready queue. So next what you are doing? So here we are going to put the P3 in the ready queue. So because at P3 we have brought the P3 and allowing one point of time you have executed time 3. So is there any particular process has arrived? So no other process has arrived 2 to 3. So what we are doing? So compare P1, P2, P3. So we are going to compare P1, P2, P3. So which is having a higher priority? So P1, P2, P3. So which is having a higher priority? P3 is having a higher priority, which is 30. So allow P3 to execute so that it will be executing the task and it is going to complete the task because only one is left for that P3. So P3 has completed its execution. P3 remains 0. So next, what are the process which is arrived at between 4 to 5? So 4 to 5 time point of time. So here P4 has arrived. So now P4 has arrived into the ready queue. We are going to bring the P4 into the running queue. So now at that time, so it need to save the state. So already we have saved the state of P2 and P1. So P3 has completed completely its execution. So allow P4 to complete the execution. So P4 is having only one point of time, burst time. So P4 has completed. Now P3, P4 has completed its execution. So how many processes are left? Only two processes are left for execution. So now here P1 and P2 are existing. So now P1 is having a remaining burst time 4, P2 is having a remaining burst time 3. So if you are going to allow P1 and P2 to execute, so allowing P1 to execute one period of time and P2 to execute one period of time. So that is also same in order to execute. So now what we are doing is, so compare the process of priority 20 and 30, allow P2 to execute. So later on we are going to allow P1 to execute. So now allowing P2 to execute. So P2 remaining time is 3. So now we have executed P2 5 plus 3, which is 8. So next the P1 is remaining 4. So again we are going to execute the P1 in order to execute the complete task. So now P1 has executed. So 8 plus 4, which is 12. So finally we have completed all the tasks to execute. So finally we need to find the chart. So what is the turnaround time, waiting time, response time? So here completion time. So we are going to concentrate on right hand side. P1 has completed at time 12. So P2 has completed at 8, and the next P3. So P3 has completed at 4. P4 has completed. So P4 has completed 5. So 8, 4, 5. So next we need to find the turnaround time. So turnaround time is completion time minus arrival time. So here we are having a completion time 21845. So here we calculate the completion time minus arrival time. So 12 minus 0, which is 12, 8 minus 1, which is 7, 4 minus 2, which is 2, 5 minus 4, which is 1. So finally we need to find the waiting time. So waiting time is turnaround time minus burst time. So we are going to calculate the turnaround time minus burst time. So here we have calculated turnaround time. So here we have burst time 5. So 12 minus 5, which is 7. So next 7 minus 4, which is 3. So next 2. So 2 minus 2, which is 0. So next 1. So 1 minus 1. so which is 0. So and again we need to find the response time. So in order to find the response time, so we are going to take the LHS minus arrival time. So now we are going to calculate the LHS. So for P1, at what time it has first arrived. So now 0. So 0 minus arrival time. So 0. So 0. Next P2 has arrived at 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. So next P3 has arrived at 2. So 2 minus 2 is also 0. So P4 has arrived 4. So 4 minus 4, which is 0. So finally we have completed the waiting time, response time, turnaround time. Calculate the average turnaround time. Average turnaround time is, so which is 22. So if you are going to add all the content, so which is resulted 22 divided by total number of process, which is 4. So it is going to result 5.5. So next average waiting time, so which is 10. 10 divided by total number of process, which is 4. So finally it is going to result 2.5. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.